Adrift. Yeah, this is very similar, like, it's very similar to the park. But, you know, this is reliving, taking care of Joel and maybe his final parts of life. God, those really do look like cells. I think the tendrils are a bit exaggerated though. It's like, yeah, it's very much like the park, all these artistic visuals and maybe sort of hallucinations. That has a lot of symbolism.
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos. I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. I want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out with fear and trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's faithfulness.
It looks like he's getting bigger. We're a bird.
Guys, are you ready for bed?
Joel, lay down.
I may have missed some things. Let's check. Let's go up here first.
Can we do a song?
Sure.
Okay, big boys, why don't you come in here and we'll sing the littles a lullaby.
I'm tired.
I know, it's bedtime. Ugh, okay. Elijah, lay down.
Babe, did you even check in his mouth?
Who's Joel? No.
Joel has chicken stuffed in his cheeks from dinner.
That is so disgusting.
Been in there for the last 2 hours.
Oh.
Okay, hold on, I'm trying. Joel, ouch!
Did he just bite you?
Yeah, I think he like just put too much in his mouth so he can't swallow.
He was just saving it for later, babe. Like he needed a midnight snack. We've been through so much already. This is a new degree of tragedy, but it's not so much different from the struggle we've already been living. We pressed into God. We pressed into faith. We fought until we found peace. We stood in peace when our flesh wanted to strive more. We stood in peace when it started to feel like laziness or foolishness or both. We waited for God to direct us specifically in prayer because all the directions we had initiated had not panned out. We prayed for no nausea because that's what we felt in our spirits we were supposed to pray, even though we'd prayed it countless times before while Joel continued to vomit. We saw one small miracle and then another. We waited to pray specific things until we were given specific direction, and we saw bigger miracles. And yet, if you asked either of us if we were doing enough, trying hard enough, we would say no.
It never ever feels enough. Damn, that's kind of depressing.
I had been in this room with my father before, during the brief window where he wasn't dying but was instead getting better. That wasn't the man I saw this time. I saw the other one, the one who cried out and needed holding, the one who fell asleep for 20 seconds and then woke up a different person each time. There was a clear part right in the middle of it, a minute or so, where everything was calm before his tour of hell resumed. That was goodbye, even if no one said it. I don't think I will ever get better after having seen that. I think this is the kind of knowing that stays with you. I can reach into my pocket now and find it there. I am at Seattle Children's Hospital, and nobody wants to be here. Even as an internationally recognized temple of healing, every inch of it is terror. Every cubic inch of every room that is not occupied by terrified children and terrified parents is filled to its capacity with a terror wholly unique to that family, which no other person has any power to comprehend. There is art on the walls and rooms which is designed to evoke a jungle of some kind, and I resent it. Every giraffe is my sworn enemy.
Because it kind of gets depressing coming to a place and it seems like a place of hope, but you keep wondering.
The ravenous reverie of waking is but a distant memory. Or was it a dream? I can't remember the last time I woke up hungry. Not so long ago, carefree, welcoming the challenge of yoga on paddleboards, springing through the rain and over puddles at the reservoir track. Weathering several storms since entering the first battlefield over 2 years ago. A succession of precise scalpels, high energy beams, and pharmacological strategies. A journey no one asks for. Still standing, spirit unyielding but not the same. With each treatment an imprint, evidence of what came before. Willing rogue mutinous cells to yield to my current tailored chemical onslaught. Stay put and do not multiply. Or better yet, disappear altogether. By the will of God, through the tools of modern medicine, with the support of family and friends. Onward.
That's pretty good way of putting it in words.
So, how long will we be in California?
I don't actually know. That's kind of why we're packing up everything, is because if the trial works really well, then maybe we'll stay in California for a really long time. Like, as long as it keeps helping Joel, then we want to stay and do the best we can for him and stay there where he's getting help. But if the medicine starts to not work, as soon as it's not helping him, I promise we'll come back home.
Are we going to Disneyland?
Yeah, of course. What do you think, Caleb? You okay with leaving for so long?
I'm kind of excited, but I'm kind of not. I mean, I think it'll be fun, but I just don't like missing school.
Oh, yeah.
You're the only 8-year-old to ever. That's amazing.
I hate to miss school, huh? But, like, why?
Well, I just hate having all that homework that I have to do.
Oh, you hate catching up from missing school.
Your teachers are going to send me homework, and we'll just try to do a little bit of it every day, so it won't be that bad, but there'll still be fun stuff we can
How
do.
many kids get to go on an adventure to California in the middle of the school year? That's pretty cool. And we're going to be staying in the middle of San Francisco near Golden Gate Park, and there's a museum, and there's a botanic garden, and there's the Golden Gate Bridge, and water, and a prison, and I promise not to leave you in the prison.
Alcatraz.
Hopefully we can get out of that. Cool. Anyway, so we're gonna have lots of fun, and we're gonna spend lots of time as a family together. And lots of time with Joel.
I remember the day I was diagnosed. I remember the hallucinations from the high fever of 5-year-old's nightmares. I remember my mother silently weeping in the doctor's office. I remember friends and family gathered around my hospital bed in prayer. I remember the 2-hour ambulance ride to St. Jude where they could better care for me. I remember the 2.5 years of weekly chemo treatments, the numerous lumbar punctures and bone marrow aspirates. I remember Doctors Bell, Dahl, and Kalwinsky, nurses Jean, Judy, and Dale, Miss Chris in social work, Darlene in travel, all part of the team that cared for me. I am a walking memorial to their successes. I remember the other patients I'd see each time I went to the hospital for chemo. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. I remember the years of summer camp for children with cancer, children like me. I remember their laughter and the midnight talks of fears and joys, normal kid stuff. Some less so. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. But I remember them. I am, and other survivors are, memorials to those who lost their fights.
Ooh.
Oh, her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery? The one back in January when we first found the tumor? I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life, and I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents and supernatural miracles. I envy her.
It seems like Amy, the wife, is the more faithful person, the more hopeful person. He's quite solemn about the condition and kind of giving up. It seems that way anyway. I think I missed some things, but oh well.
Hop in bed, boys. Let's go.
Boys, get in bed.
Oh, can you at least tell us a story?
Ooh.
Sure.
Okay. This is the story of a very brave knight named Joel.
Joel the baby knight?
Yes, Joel the baby knight. But he's also Joel the very brave knight. And he was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
Ooh.
Because of his tumor?
Mm-hmm.
Where does the dragon live?
In a forest.
Is the dragon big?
Very big.
Oh.
Does the dragon breathe fire?
Oh.
So
Ouch.
much
Oh.
fire, you guys.
So, Joel has armor, like a sword and a shield and stuff? Ooh,
Oh.
or maybe a spear?
Yeah,
It's
that
kind of
sounds
cool.
good.
Whoa.
So brave Sir Joel, with his sword and his shield and his awesome spear and his super jumping ability, was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
What other
Whoa.
superpowers does he have?
He also has grace.
That's not a superpower.
It's the best superpower.
Do you guys know what grace means?
Yeah, it's kind of like...
Can't reach it.
Yeah, it's kind of like hope.
Ooh. Grace. Fighting illness with grace, or fighting anything with grace. If it's like fighting it with dignity and bravery. That's what grace means to me anyway.
You know, and he's not the only one who's ever tried to fight this dragon. Some very brave knights have fought this dragon and lost. And some are able to drive the dragon off. And they can go home and they can quit fighting for a while. And the kingdom is safe.
Joel's been fighting this dragon for a long time, huh?
A long time.
But Joel found a nice empty cave where he could rest. And it seemed like the dragon couldn't find him. But just when he thought that the danger was past, the dragon found his hiding spot and came after him in the cave.
It's like relapse.
Well, that dragon's going to kill Joel. Joel's going to lose.
Why do you say that?
Because Joel is just a baby. Babies can't kill dragons.
You're right. A baby can't kill a dragon. But that's the best part of this story. God fights for Joel. So he fights that dragon cancer right with Joel. And we know that God can win even if Joel can't. That's...
Whoa. Shit. Ah. Oh no.
Well, what about Tim from Church Mom? He died from cancer. Wasn't God fighting for him? Didn't he have this?
Oh, come on.
God fought for Tim too. Tim fought so well. He was so brave and so strong. God let him rest. It may have seemed like the dragon wanted him to die.
I'm not doing so good.
He's in heaven, that he's with God, and that God is so proud of him. So maybe for Tim getting to be
You're too tall, Tim. Oh. Someone's dead. Just die. Die, cancer, die. Oh no. Oh my god. No, Tim. Oh no. Could I even win? Oh, damn it. Do I have to play the whole thing again? What's that? Oh, is that just a game? Yeah, I think I'm supposed to go to the lighthouse. Ooh.
Ryan! Oh, Ryan, get in the boat.
I can't.
You have to, you'll drown.
We're already drowning. How can you sit there like that?
Despair doesn't help anything.
Neither does false hope. And I'm not despairing.
How can you say false hope? You're drowning.
Well, you're missing your oars. And you don't even know where you're going. And yet you're so sure you're gonna get there.
It's better than drowning.
Well, enjoy floating on the surface like you always do.
There's nothing deep about drowning. Just get in the boat.
You have to let me feel this. Someone has to.
That's not fair.
No, you
I
have to
love
both
him as
fight
much as
him.
you do. I just really believe we're going to be okay.
That's the point of having hope as a parent. You're supposed to let your child feel like hope. Even if things look bleak. You know that miracles can come true, and you have to let your kid or your family member just live his life happily, with some hope, at least, good memories. Why would you drown in despair?
I'm reminded that having faith does not mean denying what is happening to Joel. Faith means knowing exactly what is happening and also knowing that God has a truth that trumps every other fact.
Whether you're a religious person or not, it doesn't matter.
Dear Mr. Barnett, I'm not sure if this letter will get to you. However, I felt the need to write to you in your company. My daughter recently passed away after a long battle with cancer. and she was only 14 years old. In our short time with her, we saw her transformed from our wonderful little girl into a sickly child who spent far too many days in her bed full of pain. And we worried that we would never see her happy again. Well, the hospital gave her access to a computer, and she found her way to your game. I'm unsure really what it is, but from the day that she began playing Legends of Terrace, our daughter changed. She sat up, she was excited, she smiled again. She told us all these stories about what she was doing in the lands, all the things she wanted to do in real life but was too sick to try. She swam in the ocean, rode a horse, she had birthdays, bought a house, and she went on adventures with these new friends from all over the world. I don't know how to explain the happiness that it brought to us. For a short while, our daughter returned to us. She'd regained the wonder and an optimism that the illness had taken from her. She talked about the strange lands that you had made, the creatures, magical things, and adventures she went on. She lost her battle for life, but you helped bring our daughter back for a short time. And for that, we're eternally thankful. Sincerely, Julie.
They're not reading this one for some reason. We miscarry at week 12. Sad, but surely the next will go better. It does. We relax after week 12. The belly grows. We take pictures. Alex talks and plays music to the little one inside. I walk on the frozen North Sea. Skip the drama, I think. No sick to this. I can't really read the handwriting. Week 29. The mammogram. Twins. We float on air. We brainstorm names. Week 31. We coach. I think so. Too soon. They whisper, open eyes, look into something. Off to the incubators. We drag ourselves home, cry, hope, pray. We wait, touch, keep track on a wall chart. Stefan's heart beats strong. He grabs a finger. Then he fades. His brain bruised from some breech birth. Oh, day 5. He dies. We grieve and pray to Nicholas. We pray for Nicholas. He gains weight. His heart is strong. Then he too fades. His intestinal tract necrotic, falling apart. Day 10. Nicholas dies. We want to die too. We despair into darkness, but hold together. Not easy when children die. The what if torment for a while. What if? I hadn't finished reading that. Oh well.
Dear Julie, thank you for your letter. I am honored to have played any small part in bringing your daughter joy. She will be missed within the game. I knew your daughter as Hanara of the Knights Guild. In our world, she lived in Devardic and defended the city many times from the forces of evil. Your daughter may have ultimately lost her battle with that dragon cancer, but in my game, she was the dragon slayer. Since you don't know much about the game or who she was there, I'm sending you a screenshot of one of your daughter's adventures. Sincerely, Paul.
I'm sure my expectation looks like denial, but seeing Joel dying does not make me any less certain that he will be healed. In some ways, I feel more certain, not because the same doubts don't come to me, but because I know that they will not be entertained much longer, because this chapter is almost finished, and we will have an ending one way or the other. So the doubts and fears that make me reaffirm that even if I'm wrong, this is where I stand, become less and less powerful. People's conciliatory words of comfort meant to reassure us and help us accept Joel's death don't sit well with me. They aren't offensive because I know the heart behind them is good, but they are weak words because it's so obvious to me that death is the given. I don't have to work to be ready for it or accept it. It is coming whether I would accept it or not. It has been coming slowly for so long. I don't have to work to understand that Joel is dying. It is obvious. Heaven is amazing. And so I'm not worried about death. It will come regardless of where I stand and wait. But now, death is circling close enough for redemption to finally feel closer.
Yeah, that's true. Sadly, sounds morbid, but people come, people go. It's just life. Learning to live with death of loved ones and accepting it. And just learning to deal with it with grace.
Part of the story where a daring rescue can thwart death's intentions just in time, perhaps when it looks like it's already too late. I want to watch for that. I don't need to focus my eyes on death, studying it in its slow progression. Its course is already clear. But there is a glory that is coming, and its journey to us is wild and quick and frightening, and I want to be watching for that glory. I want to stand trembling in awe before God and His power. Not sure that this thing that we've asked for is something we can quite manage, but trying anyway. Death is the given. But the life that is possible now for Joel, the miracle that could come now that death is so close, is something worth pursuing, worth risking everything to see with my own eyes.
I really like her strength, Amy's strength. It's not easy to think that way. She's a really strong person. And you're only given ordeals that you can face. There's no ordeal that you're given that you cannot face. So there's always hope for yourself and for the ones you love. Why are you swimming deeper? Am I going the right way? We swim upwards? Yeah, let's swim upwards. Come on, you can do it. Okay, I think I'm gonna let him sink. I think that's the point. Yeah, I was supposed to swim down.